kill. The lock in on the Thresh comes through, so Thresh Ashe in the bottom lane against this Ezreal Lulu.
It's been the most favorable meta pick for Max this season, 3-1 on the Thresh, so.
So the wall, speaking of that, down to the bottom lane, Max getting the play and the hook in on a secret, Beyond coming through. Lands the cocoon, holds it for a while, nicely done by him. Good patience, comes up with first blood.
Yeah, the pathing around bot lane has been super aggressive. Tonight we saw.
He is spotted out. Punch does have that Dragon's Rage available. Ashe Arrow coming through, delaying them. But Beyond taking a lot of damage from the bombs. He's just going to have to walk in and give his life over. Soul, being a little spicy, jumps in, gets some damage laid down onto Max. Damage, Chrono Ship thrown down. He will revive. Hook comes out, finds Secret. They go over, flay him back in. Puts the shield on himself, flash over the wall from Maha. Volley and auto attack come up with a kill, and now Soul maybe in a bad spot, has to flash away himself. Meanwhile, Beyond, her punch does go down. Beyond coming back in off the backside of that repel, drops in looking for Soul. One last auto attack will finish him off, but now he's gonna dodge out on the bombs from Edge, who's very low on mana, but a couple more auto attacks with the help of the minions will take him down. All things considered, it's gonna be a 3-for-1, maybe more. As Roach does arrive, throws down the Hextech ultimatum. Max has a shield for himself. A couple more hits would take him out. Edge, can he get it? Last auto attack, not enough, but he's still able to get it in the end. Max running back in, trying to equalize that. He will go. It's low.
Thinking about a turret dive here.
Could very well go for it. ADD gonna get the shield. Goes in, gets the stun. Can they follow up with the hook? Could comes down, but he gets dodged by the ultimatum, but it doesn't matter. He is very swiftly taken out. As Beyond comes up with a kill. Maha going to be alone in the bottom lane. And now Kongdoo really grouping heavily here in mid. VP going to have to wrap around. Maha stopping on the Wolves to arrive and maybe cut this off. Secret just gets blown up. Beyond just following through off the backside of that cocoon. And now ADD TPing in. Going to be looking for Edge. Slows him up. But Edge still has his W, so he'll be quite all right. One pick coming out. Can MVP press for any further objectives? Soul getting caught by the cocoon, takes so much damage. Has to go ahead, flash over the wall, or shift over the wall. Ups the heel, still goes down. Flash over by Max, looking for the death sentence, will not be able to find it. But Beyond absolutely popping off now. Lasts long enough to get the execute though.
Max is hoping not, chasing after the Camille. He could just get out too, he is Camille.
Very well could. The wraparound's already coming through in the bottom lane, but he takes that turret shot. Max, with that flame damage, will be able to take him out. Gets the quote-unquote solo kill.
Out of context solo kills for 500.
ADD doesn't have the flash to get over the wall, but they lock him up with the Ashe Arrow. Trying to dash away as best as he can. Gets the shield coming through.
Here we go!
Shockwave comes through. Meanwhile, So gets snatched up, dragged into the box with a play. Going low, has to flash out to keep himself alive. Two members dangerously low, both of them the carries. They'll lose Roach, and that might just be MVP turning over to the Baron.
Yeah, be insane for them not to, with everyone else chunked out as well, and so much consistent damage. Now, Punch is healthy. Solo Mission doesn't have the flash, and he realizes with Double Mountain, it's going to be a Fool's.
Good. The wave is being taken out rather swiftly. ADD goes in, locks up Roach. Death Sentence comes through. The Chrono Shift was there, but a big shockwave hits on the backside. Edge goes down, repel up from Beyond to juggle the turret aggro. Is able to come up with a double kill as he just gets rid of Secret on top of it all. Soul finds one, but he pays for it with his life. An ace for MVP. And now, with these death timers, they can just go ahead and break the inhibitor line.
Just wonderful shockwave from Ian. Does all the hard work. Beyond completes a lot of the kills. They don't actually have any minions take this up yet, so bit of trade tanking happening from the team, but Redemption comes through. The base is now broken for Kongdoo Monster. They reset. We feel like we're one push away from the end of the game.
Yep. 12,000 gold in the lead. Getting hooked. Be all right, but the turret's going to fall in bottom lane. So, exposed inhibitor. Super Creep's starting to knock down those Nexus turrets in the top lane. So this is just going to be MVP steadily bleeding out Kongdoo.
As we say, so often is the result in Kongdoo games where they're outmatched in this league. All three inhibitors down. It's too late even for the sort of suicide engage that Kongdoo considered in the bot lane. That one failed. As there's so many things this season for Kongdoo Monster, and you give them 10,000 gold and they still lose Achilles, which is perhaps the biggest concern.
Yep. Definitely worrisome. And now MVP just going to go ahead, tack another Baron onto this for good measure. They have
They've
super
got
creeps
three
in
mountain
every
drakes.
single lane. 3 mountain drakes. That thing is dead. MVP should be winning this game on this final push coming up. Beyond takes a decent chunk there from those bombs. True-shot barrage comes down, only clips Ian. The Nexus turrets are already the target. It's going to be DPS down. Jet comes through, knocking away Edge, making sure he can't lock anybody up. Punch having to flash away, just try to get back to the fountain. That's pretty much going to be the name of the game for Kongdoo. Soul getting stunned up. Gunnership will come through to keep him alive for the time being. But Roach goes down as Ian claims the kill. And the Super Creeps just take care of the rest. Clean win overall by MVP.
Sadly, more and more these Kongdoo Monster series feel like they could be presented without comment because honestly, they're so straightforward. They do things normally in the early game, somewhat resilient.
Okay. Well, didn't have a good time in game number 1, but let's try his hand at it again, see if he can get ahead. The last game of the night.
Don't walk in there, Cougar.
Oh boy, Cougar walks into the brush. And he goes down. All right, first blood going over to Ian. Yeah!
I'm pretty sure he could see.
Goes down the red carpet, but it's not going to get a whole lot done. Wraparound coming in from Edge, jukes out on one of the bombs, and this should be ADD going down. You would have to expect, unless Ian can get there in time, but the arrival of Cougar, he will just KS the Rumble at the end of things. Beyond committing the flash and bomb.
Pretty carefully with Kongdoo, given the recent times, although
Missile
isn't
voyage.
engaged.
We're going to go ahead, jump onto Soul. He jumps away with the arcane shift, but doesn't have the flash, so he will go down. Beyond finds that kill. Exhaust coming through onto Maha. Cougar trying to make it out with his life. Quick Fall gets opened up. He's really got nowhere to go, and Max will actually just take that one away with the tongue lash.
Kill secured, says the Tom Kench.
I was like, I got my 4th shot. He's like, no, 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 I got it. Don't worry. No need to thank me. You can put away your Rudy Tooty. Gets clipped by 1, jumps away. Still has the flash available. Beyond still sticking to him like glue, but now has to flash out himself. Roach arriving as well as Edge. TPing into the bottom lane. They pick up 2 kills as Max and Beyond go down. Nice collapse here by Kongdoo, but they might not be done yet. ADD throws out that equalizer, trying to kite back as best as possible. The flash body slam comes through. Good flash by ADD. Keeping their heads above the water for now, but they have to be so cautious and calculated moving forward with the rest of this game. Oh, you actually would have gotten out of there. He's going to try to go on the offensive, aggressive here. As the Abyssal Voyage comes in, Cougar will die. Double teleport does get completed by both, which immediately going to get locked up. Maha now sprinting forward, trying to join.
Had to guess, and it ended up being the Gragas, so only took a modicum of damage in trying to stop recalls everywhere as Edge is caught.
Okay, Edge, yeah, caught. Doesn't have the Chrono Shift for himself, and he will go down. So nice pick up on the backside of that. MVP starting to get themselves comfortably back into the driver's seat.
Unsure why Edge was so far up in that scenario with no flash and no Chrono Shift.
Yeah, we'll see if we get a replay of that one. He might have just been going
Rumble's
for
teleporting. They want Baron?
Oh boy, they're going to go for this, it seems.
Risky.
Definitely is. I mean, Roach on the bottom side of the map does not have TP. Punch over the wall is rather healthy. Shockwave going to whiff. Zoning ultimate, I guess you could try to say. Punch getting rooted. Would have to rely on the collateral damage, but actually isn't even there. He's going to flash it. He actually takes it away. He goes down. He'll die for that one, but man, the Baron Seal coming through from Kongdoo, absolutely crucial to keep them in this game. Big risky play by MVP, gets punished.
Didn't need to do it. He was healthy. Hard engage here.
Abyssal Voyage coming in through. TP a little bit away from ADD, who's going to be coming in the backside.
Where's equalizer?
For that equalizer.
Good one.
Yeah, gets thrown down, cutting off a lot of them. Soul takes a lot of damage, jumping over the wall, but ADD flashes forward and come up with the kill. Roach locked down by the Bola. Body slams over, but he is completely surrounded. Decent cast, knocks a couple people away, but Maha is able to pursue with a flash of his own and takes him out with that crit shot. Now, 2 members dead on the side of Kongdoo. This Baron is spawning right now. MVP, do they go for it?
Now, can they actually problem solve the punch problem? Because he was the one who stole away the last Baron that may have cemented Game 2 in this series.
He doesn't have a flash to get himself into the pit. Rely on the quick draw. Blast Cone is gone, getting rid of yet another option.
No wards.
Cougar gets popped. Deadly Flourish comes up with the kill, but MVP, they're really low. Do they want to stick around for this one? Edge is just throwing bombs over the wall. Punch comes in, not able to find the steal this time. Goes over to Beyond, and Punch, he will die inevitably. Chrono Shift kept him alive for just a little bit longer. But now MVP, they come up with multiple kills. Spawned MVP, we're looking for a pick to initiate that, but they might just do it anyway.
Oriana Ball and Equalizer available still.
See what they can do to try to dissuade this one. Punch is half HP, Shockwave comes through, drags him back in, the Baron will go over. They lose 2 on the backside. Kongdoo just getting ripped through. Cougar and Punch go down. And they trade back, Soul dashing forward, looking for a kill on the Maha. Mystic shot, not going to connect. They will pop the Chrono Shift at the end, and he is completely surrounded, so you'd have to expect that he's going to die. Tries to get a kill onto the Jhin right at the end to at least trade one, but can't find it. And now MVP with another Baron will be pushing through, knocking down more turrets, and likely looking to end the game.
And third Baron's the charm for MVP. Really good focus there, having the ball ready for if Punch walked up, but just taking him down in one single burst. Wasn't alive to contest for the Baron, picked that one up so much cleaner. Third time of asking. Basically going to be broken in multiple different ways. Only Edge and Roach alive. 8 seconds on Punch, so probably won't see the end of the game yet, but a lot of the hopes for Kongdoo now seem to be...
Pressure that MVP is going to be pushing on. 10,000 gold, 12,000 gold now in the lead is MVP.
About 8,000 in their pockets to be spent right now, so going to be a bigger lead. Watch the ball here. They played a good reactive early game, but it was reactive. They weren't making the things happen. They were there to answer them. And now every time you hear the throw of the hunt popped, every time you wait for the shockwave, it's waiting for MVP to make the big play that closes out the game.
Second inhibitor goes down, Super Creep starting to push in the mid lane. Wave not really prepped in bottom. Just be zoning most of Kongdoo back, fearing the Rengar. Roach gonna get locked up. Redemption coming down, equalizer toss out the back. Won't get too much damage down onto the key members of Kongdoo Monster, but Soul goes low and he gets popped immediately by the curtain call. Maha coming up with that one. Punch has that Chrono Shift down on top of himself. Roach will not have that freedom. Just run around, has to just waddle his way back into the fountain, try to hold on to that Guardian Angel, but even so, the Nexus turrets will go down. MVP will close out the game. 40.5 minutes just about on the clock. Punch going into the back, trying to take out ADD. He won't be able to do so, he falls. And that is just going to be the 2-0 completed by MVP. A bit harder fought than you might have expected by them, but they come up with it in the end. And that is just going to leave Kongdoo Monster still perfectly mirroring SK Telecom on the opposite side of the standings now at -19.